What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. We're working on episode number 5. We're talking about Rome, the quarterfinals. It's been a huge disappointment so far. The last couple rounds have been just detrimental to our bankrolls and our picks. But today we're still going to stick with it. We're going to be going over our favorite picks, plays, matches from the next round, and we'll just hop right into it. WTA ladies first, as always. Safe, get us going.
All right, yeah. I don't want to spend too much time talking about today. Sort of just want to, look forward and try and continue to do better.
Yeah,
So, all right. Um,
leave it in the past.
Petra Martic versus, yeah, man. Uh, yeah, we move. Um, Petra Martic and Jessica Pagula. Um, so I guess Petra Martic is on an absolute tear at the moment. Considering her form in the entire season. She's just strung together 3 straight wins. I was really surprised she came back and beat Podoroshka. I feel like a player like Mortich, it's easy to feel like you're down and out against a better player and you sort of just give up.
Yeah.
Um, but she came back. She came back rather convincingly and took care of business. And she won, looking good, giving signs of maybe peak Martic from 3 4 years ago. Um, and Jessica Pagula, quite the same, really finding her groove on clay at the moment. So you can definitely say that both of these chicks deserve to be here. They've definitely upped their game and they're definitely in rhythm now. Pagula's game against Alexandrova, she looked like she was not moving very well on the court, but her ball striking was really good. Her serves were good, and her return game was good. I think I know which way you lean on this. Um, yeah. It's so hard to go over because I feel like Alexandrova is better than Martic, and Pagula took care of business
Yeah,
pretty easy there.
that's kind of my thinking as well. I'll explain my side if you want to think on it for a minute. Um, so I
Uh,
wait,
I'm
wait.
a, okay, no, okay, no, go ahead. Yeah,
Okay,
sure, go
so
ahead.
so my thinking here, I would lean Pagula -3. One thing that concerns me is Martic. 2 times in this tournament, she's lost the first set and then made like an incredible comeback and just dominated the second 2 sets. But with that said, the people that she went up against, Podoroska, she's not like a top tier player. She's not somebody uh that you would expect to just blow out Martic, or I don't think she would hang with Pagula or Alexandrova, or from my perspective. And the win against Alexandrova today, like you said, her movement might not have been there, but she really like she got the job done and won in straights, and she's rolled everybody in straights this tournament. Even beating Osaka, which we know isn't in her like prime form, but it's still impressive nonetheless. Um, the line opened up at -3, -120, and now it's sitting at -110, which leads me to believe that we may see a shift down to -2.5 potentially. I would still take it -3, but if it were at -2.5, I'd be a lot more confident. I think if Pagula jumps out, takes the first set, I don't think we're going to see another comeback by Martic. I think she's just going to run away with it and win convincingly. I think by maybe even like five games. That's my perspective on it. So I think that's actually one of my plays for tomorrow that I'll actually be hopping on. But I'll wait and see what the
Yeah,
line
fair
does.
enough.
What do you think?
Fair enough. Having thought about it for a little bit, I mean, fuck, do I know these days? But I think I'll go over.
Over.
I think both of these chicks are just both really in hot form at the moment, and they're playing well with good confidence. They both pulled off some pretty impressive wins, and I don't think Pagula can keep this up. I feel like no one she's played was in good rhythm playing, you know, with confidence or even capable clay quarters. Kasatkino and Osaka are pretty shitty on clay. Ekaterina's all right, but I mean, I don't know what was good with her today. So I'm gonna lean over. I think Mortich can honestly keep this close. Uh, yeah, I'd rock with over. Really hard to pick a side, in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah. I know you're not a big Pagula fan, so I wasn't gonna try to
Oh
sway you
no,
too
I
much.
am. I mean, she. I mean, as we've already seen from her this year, unlike Mortich, she can go on runs, and when she finds her rhythm, she's pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
On the hard court this year, she's made a couple decent runs. I know she had a pretty good run in the Australian Open. So when she gets hot, she can snap a little bit. But so can Petra Martic, although we haven't seen it this year up until now.
This is
Um,
a big test for her. It's not like she's not playing the best of the best, but it's definitely like a if she can pull off the win here, that would be big for her.
yeah, totally agree. And I think both chicks will believe that they can win this game.
Oh yeah,
So
most definitely.
I think it'll be a good one for sure.
All right. So yeah, I'm looking at -3, and then you're looking at the over. So let's go ahead and move on to the next matchup. We've got Karolina Pliskova versus is it Helena or I'm just gonna say Ostapenko. So
Yeah.
when I first looked at this matchup, I kind of leaned in Pliskova's favor just based off of how she's played this tournament. She beat Sevastova 6-2, 6-3, and then just beat Zvonareva in straights as well. Ostapenko has been a little shaky this year, not really doing too much. She has some quality wins, but nothing too impressive. But the more I look at it, I potentially see room for an over here. Just when they met in Stuttgart, it went to 3 sets. I believe Pliskova lost the first set in a tiebreak and then came back and won. I think we could see something similar here. Ostapenko has been she's playing like a fighter right now. She came back after losing the first set today and won the second set 6-3, third set 6-4. So I think if I were to make a play, I would probably go the over or potentially Pliskova -3. But I think I'd want to sit back and see the line go to -2.5 before I jump on anything. But yeah, so I think those would be my two leans, but they kind of contradict each other. So I don't really have a solidified pick, but I think one of those two will be in play for me. What are you thinking?
Um, Honestly, man, now Pliskova is someone that I'm not a fan of personally because she's yet to I believe this is true. She's yet to make a final this year. And there has been she's played in a lot of tournaments, and she's won a couple games in a in consecutive tournaments even. But quarterfinal, semifinal, I think that's where all her losses come. I
Yeah,
mean, if not earlier in
she
the
hasn't even
tournament.
made it to a semifinal yet. I'm looking at it now. She's lost in the quarterfinals twice, and that's the deepest she's gone.
Yeah,
Given
right.
that they were to Barty and Pagula.
Fair enough. I mean, um look, Ostapenko won the French Open 4 years ago and surprised the entire world. Honestly, in like modern WTA history, that might have been the most surprising French Open winner. So like if she goes off, like she can play. But her play style is full of errors. She's so erratic. Um, but I don't know, man. Pliskova just don't got it like that. I just feel like she doesn't have the desire. Really tough to take Pliskova for me. So I would look to play Ostapenko either +3 or money line or maybe both. Um, and as far as the total goes, I agree with you. I don't think you can go wrong with an over. I'd probably play this game how I played Barty Kadumatova. Over and dog spread and maybe a little bit on money line. But I probably won't do all that. But those are the two positions I want to take. Dog and over.
All right, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, if you're feeling Ostapinko and I'm feeling Pliskova, maybe we meet in the middle at the over and run something there. But
Yeah,
yeah,
and then
that
watch it go under. Perfect.
don't even say that, man. We've seen too much of it this week. Don't even say that.
Dude, I know it hurts. It really hurts.
I'll be betting all unders going forward.
Yeah, man. It's I think the one bet I won today was an Ostapenko over versus Kerber. That game I think was as good as I thought it would be.
Very
But I
close
don't
matchup.
know.
I think that's kind of what was expected there.
Yeah, and I know on paper Pliskova seems to be a much better player than Kerber, but I don't think the gap is that significant, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean Kerber a bit washed these days, but I don't know, man. I think it could be as close as that game.
So
Yeah.
before we move on, my thinking on Pliskova -3 is that I think if Pliskova wins the first set, I don't think that Ostapenko will be able to make that comeback kind of like she did against Kerber. But I like the over just based on the fact that Ostapenko, like if she comes out, wins the first set, I think we'll see a 3-setter. And then I think that if it is a 2-setter, it's going to be two pretty close contested sets. So, but I think three sets is definitely on the table here. The line's sitting at plus or over 21.5, so we'd have to see at least some tight sets or three. So yeah, that's kind of why I'd lean Pliskova. But yeah,
Yeah.
let's move on. Let's go to the next matchup. What are we looking at?
Yeah. Next matchup is EO, Ash Barty versus Coco Golf. Same exact line as Sabalenka versus Coco Golf today. -4.5 the spread, 20.5 the total. Um, sheesh.
I know.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like Coco Golf today did all the right things to exploit Sabalenka's game and frustrate her. And everyone and their mom knows that it is very easy to frustrate Arina Sabalenka. She doesn't do a good job hiding it or, doesn't hold back in any way. But I don't think she can exploit Barty's game like she did Sabalenka.
Yeah, I agree.
I
I don't
think
think she'll be able to. I think Barty is like a lock for a money line. Obviously, it's way too high to take individually, but I don't see Barty losing this match.
Oh no, absolutely agree. I want to go as far as saying I feel like uh, I want to say that Coco Golf doesn't stand a chance. Not gonna fucks with the total, but I'd look to play. I can't believe this. This might be the first
I
time I
was
bet on Barty
about
in
to
this money.
say, yeah, that's funny. Barty minus four
This
and a
really might be
half.
the. Uh, I think I'll play this two ways. I'm gonna double down on Barty, cause why the fuck not? Maybe it's time to try new things.
Let's do it.
But I'll definitely play the straight. I'll I'll play the straight sets too. I feel like it'll be minus 125 or something like that. Minus 140. That's juice as fuck on Bovada. Um, I'll check to see what it is on my book, but I'll definitely play the -4.5 spread for Bordy. But to whoever's listening, if you see a 2-0 Barty at an acceptable price that you like, I'll definitely rock with that too.
Yeah,
I
I like
probably
it.
will if I see a good price.
I think so I think I
Yes,
would
sir.
probably lean Barty here with the games as well. Mainly because so the Sabalenka golf match, I think that's kind of an exception to how golf plays. I don't think she'll be able to go back to back beating two of the top players in the world. As we saw in the Sakari match, she can lose a set pretty poorly. When she lost a set 6-1, that's obviously another type of exception match where it's not like the normal play. Um, but yeah, like you said, I don't think golf stands a chance. I think the straight sets bet is pretty solid. The only concern that I would have there is that Barty tends to give up a set here and there, as she did. But it's mainly been against like pretty decent players. The only issue that kind of scares me is that golf does typically like string matches out a little bit longer. Man, I don't know. At -4.5, it's weird to say, but that kind of scares me. But I think that's what I would want to play here. Because you would expect the line to be a little bit bigger, like a -5, -5.5. So I think there's a lot of value there. The straight sets is solid. Yeah, I'm just gonna stick with that. I don't think golf will be able to come from playing Sabalenka. She's gonna be up on her high horse, but I think Barty's just gonna knock her right down. I think she'll probably take this, kind of like she did against Kudermetova, 6-3, 6-3, or 6-3, 6-4, something like that. I just can't see her not winning a set by more than or I can't see her. Yeah, I can't see her not winning a set by at least three plus games. But that's all I have to say about that. This, like you said, this is a kind of a weird matchup.
Yeah, it is. And if you look at the line and how it's like pretty much exactly the same as it was yesterday, I'll take Sabalenka, 10 times out of 10 against golf, no doubt, like no question about that.
Yeah.
And I think Barty is on Sabalenka's level, so um, you know, similar thinking. But yeah, golf just can't. I don't think she can get to Barty like she did to Sabalenka. I mean, Barty's not gonna shit out a ton of errors. I mean, obviously every player makes a couple errors here and there. But I think she's a lot more composed and she can really just beat golf, like take care of business.
Yeah. I
But
think
yeah,
if I had to,
first bet on Barty of the year, man. I mean, I've never bet on golf, so like there had to be a first here,
yeah,
and I'm not about to play a total. So, yes.
yeah, I feel that. Hey, it's not my first time betting on Barty, and she's come through for me a couple times. So when I crack the safe.
Yeah, I know.
All
He
right.
does have the most
Um,
wins this year after all, so
yeah, I mean it's hard to bet against her as like the world number one. Like I'd say like 8 times out of 10 she's gonna come out and be on top of her game. She's at the top of the ranks because she's learned to play consistent. Like you said, she's super composed. We saw that in even though she lost to Sabalenka, we saw it there. She was super composed even when she was down. Sabalenka came out and just fired away in the first set, and she was composed enough to come back and win the second set, which was pretty impressive considering how in form and on top of her game Sabalenka was. So I think it's hard to bet against Barty here. So that's what makes me kind of lean in that direction.
yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
All
Coco
right,
Golf ain't shit. She ain't beating the two best players
back to back.
back to back. No way.
Yeah. All right. So we got one more matchup for the WTA quarterfinals. We're looking at Iga Swiatek and Svitolina. Whew. I think this is kind of a tough one, just based on the fact that neither of these players kind of. I don't know how to like compare them in a way. I think Svitolina had a pretty demanding victory against Muguruza today. Although Muguruza looked pretty terrible closing out the rest of that match. She was missing shots left and right, making a lot of errors. And then Swiatek was taken to 3 sets by Krejcikova. So I don't know here. This is tough. So I think you had mentioned that you might be leaning. So I think the over here is definitely a solid play. I think we talked about that, and then also the were you leaning towards Swiatek? Swiatek, however you say it, because I would be leaning
Um,
Svitolina money line just based off the fact that she's sitting at plus 110 right now.
I was with you on the over. I hadn't really made up my mind on a side, but having stared at it for a little bit, absolutely gonna fade Svitolina.
Yeah.
If you want to go ahead and talk a little bit more about the matchup, if you'd like, before I get into it, um,
So I
or
like.
you want me to just go ahead?
I mean, I'll expand a little bit. So for my reasoning for the over, it's kind of tough because Swiatek doesn't really have a lot of matches that go the distance. She only has 2 matches that have gone to 3 sets out of her last 10 matchups. Um, when she's lost in two, twice, and then the other time being against Barty when she beat her in two. Or no, the other time being against Konja whenever she lost in 3 sets. But Svitolina, like you said, you like to fade her, so I feel like she's not gonna come out and just win demandingly. But I think that she has the potential to win. I think she's the better player here. Um, over long term, she's definitely the better player. She has been a little bit of a letdown, but her only losses have come to Barty twice, or not only losses, but on clay she's lost to Barty once and Teichmann, and Teichmann's been pretty hot and cold. But when she's hot, she's hot. So I think I lean Svitolina money line and the over. So dogging over here for me. Not too much. I don't think I had much to say right there. I was just kind of rambling on, but I think that's where my head's at.
No, fair enough. I think the smarter play would be to take Svitolina, giving all the considering all the facts, um, and form and history of both the players. Um, I'm definitely sold on the over. I'm kind of scared about the over, but I definitely think as far as the total goes, like that is the play. Even though Schweitek, I think only yesterday's match went over, and then maybe one more out of the last 10, like you said. Um, Svitolina kept Muguruza under that number, but Anisimova took her to 3. And I don't think, I mean, that's in recent memory as well. I think we need to give a bit more weight to that game. Svitolina played against Muguruza, who was looked so flat. Nothing like the Garbinia we've seen in 2021 so far. I think Muguruza has the second most wins after Barty. I think she might be tied with Sabalenka in that race. But anyway, I mean, those are some good players. Muguruza can very easily make runs. And I think on any other day she would, excuse me, would have beat Svitolina. But she just looked so flat. She couldn't move around the court, and even then, I don't think it was that much of a stomp. I mean, Muguruza still was able to, break a couple times,
A lot.
hold,
She broke a
even though
lot.
even though the box score looked, kind of one-sided. But I don't think anyone in the right mind should rock with Svitolina.
Well, I must be out of my
Schweitzer can get
mind then.
going.
I must be
No,
losing
I
it.
mean, I don't know anything anymore. So, but I mean, uh, Schweitzer is good, man. She's good. I think Krejcikova might somehow be, doing some crazy shit, here in Rome. Even though she's looked shitty on clay this season. Taking Schweitek to 3 sets, I think that's pretty impressive. It was a really close game in the end. Um, but I think Schweitek should win. It's a nice price for Schweitek. I mean, Svitolina is more experienced, but I don't think she's a better player at the moment. And Wojciech can definitely cause more trouble. She can move. Dude, Muguruza was just giving up on balls. She wasn't chasing nothing.
Yeah, it was
Um,
sad to watch. It was very sad to watch.
yeah, it was painful. Clearly she's not at 100%. Um, and Wojciech fights every single match. It's good to see her fit. She's not a top form right now, but even if she's like 80% to that, she should probably win this game. So I got a heavier lean on Wojtek, probably like how I usually play these things. Probably go 2 units Wojtek, 1 unit over. Um, yeah.
All right. So before we move on, I was just gonna kind of elaborate on my thinking for Svitolina. So one of the
Sure.
reasons, like, well, first of all, I think I'd be playing the over and the money line the same amount of units. My reason being because I'm really confident in the over. Swiatek, she's had a lot of 2 set matches, but I think the reasoning behind that is because she hasn't really played much competition. We've seen Risk in the last 2 tournaments. We've seen Keys. We saw Sigmund, you never know what you're going to get from her. And then whenever she played Barty, it was 2 closely contested sets, which would have hit the over in this matchup. So I think that Svitolina is going to be the second best player that she's played over the last few tournaments, or at least on clay. And Svitolina likes to kind of choke away a set here and there. She kind of lets some of her service games get away from her. We saw that today against Muguruza. They were just back and forth, break in the first set. So I think that this will probably go 3, and I just think that Svitolina will kind of pull it out in the end, just based on the fact that she's been playing harder opponents and she's gotten the job done. She beat Kvitova in 3 sets in Stuttgart, and then she beat Anisimova in 3, which was kind of interesting. And then it's kind of hard to say because she beat Muguruza today, who's not really in her best form right now, but I just think Svitolina's got a little bit of an edge here, but I like the over better. So maybe I'll go two units over, 1 unit Svit. But as of right now, I'll probably go 1-1.
Yeah, you've definitely got this right. Breaking down each player's game and their form and sort of like that. So, I don't want to deter you with like what I have to say on this. I was gonna add one little thing. I said yesterday that Svitolina has looked very, erratic and scattered and all over the place on the court. After watching her play Anisimova, today on Muguruza, it was quite the same, man. She looked very angsty, frustrated. She never really looked settled in, even
Yeah.
though the score doesn't reflect that. But I mean, Muguruza was just not at her game, as we've already said. I think Wojtek is definitely more composed. She like if Svitolina's already going into this game frustrated and kind of on edge, I think Wojtek can take advantage of that. Just the way she plays is very patient. She can play defensive. She can hit some winners. She's got a serve like I don't think Svitolina will be too happy um, for most of this game, which makes me lean Wojtek. But I definitely think it'll be a battle. Yeah,
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 so I
yeah,
mean the overall hit for us, and then may the best man win on the money line. So yeah, I think that's
yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna be convinced
Yeah,
to kind of lean away from that, but I mean I think it'll be a fun one. I think it'll be one of the better matches on the women's side for sure. But yeah, that wraps up our
yeah, it is.
WTA. What's up?
Oh no, I was just saying, like, yeah, it's definitely the best quarterfinal tomorrow. I mean, Barty and Golf might be, I don't know, either one of those, obviously, but those are two bangers. Even though I like none of the chicks playing, I have no one to ride this tournament, which I rarely see, honestly. Usually at this stage, I at least have one or two girls I like that I kind of want to rock with the rest of the way. I don't know. At the moment, it's looking like it might be
Swiatek.
Wojtek
Yep,
or
I knew it.
possibly Ostapenko if she
Ostapenko, I
wins.
knew it. I
And
knew it.
dude, oh man, 2017, man. If you're listening, even you, BPat, if you have some free time or if you're interested, look up some of her games on her way to winning the French Open in 2017. You think that this chick has never lost a game if you if you see her play, man.
I'll check it out later for sure.
But yeah, yeah. All right, moving on to the ATP then. 4 more games on that side.
All right, first up,
ATP is also
no, go. You go.
all right. I just want to say like ATP is kind of like the WTA as far as like who's left in the like in this little bracket in the quarterfinals. Um, you have like a banger and or two, just like the WTA, and then you have some like really like what the fuck matchups. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like what the fuck are you guys like? What the fuck are you guys doing here? Like you see Djokovic, Tsitsipas, which is an absolute banger. You see Zverev, Nadal. And then you see Del Bonis, Opelka. Like, what are
Let's.
these guys?
Hey, I think it'll be a good one.
It's like
Okay. Think.
yeah. I mean, fair enough. Del Bonis, Opelka is the first game on the board. Um, wow. So Opelka took down Musetti, took down Karatsev yesterday, which uh really took me by surprise. This is the second straight tournament where we see a 7 foot tall American player with a massive serve make a run to the qualies. And I think that's kind of crazy. We saw Isner kind of out of nowhere just serve bombs and just, and that's enough to beat players. Opelka only had 13 aces, and I say only, but I mean, um, he had 28 winners as well to go with that, which kind of suggests that it's not really a fluke. Like this guy is, he's really hitting, finding his shots at the moment, finding his serve. Um, but on the other side, Dil Bonis, what a little run he's having. I was absolutely torn, trying to make my mind up. Him and FAA,
Double knees,
and he beat.
baby.
Yeah, no, I fucks with him. I think this is really tricky.
For sure.
Really, 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 really tricky matchup. I think Opelka is bait at plus 125. Um, Considering like how good he's looked, I think it would be kind of silly to take that. Uh, Given Delbonis's form. And with a like betting against Opelka, like you never know whether he's gonna have his serve or not, and you can't really predict or sort of gauge how Delbonis is, how his return game is gonna be, or like how he's gonna deal with Opelka's serve. And that's really the key to this, like like games like featuring Opelka and Isner, it's so like service dominant, like service game dominant.
Yeah.
And it's hard to see how those will go. But I would and minus 1.5 is tough, man. Even so, maybe Delbonis money line and over. I'm gonna fuck with that over 25. If this goes to 3 sets, it'll be all the easier. But maybe we see some tie breaks. Kind of that's the way that kind of goes when you have like one dude just serving bombs the entire time. We might see Delbonis sort of just focus on his own service games and just like when he's returning, was just like yeah, fuck it, like let this guy just serve his bombs and I'll save my energy and do well on my service games. But I mean, 25 is a fat number.
Yeah.
I don't know what you think about it. Let's hear your thoughts.
So personally, I kind of want to stay away from the 25. My reason being, that's just such a fat number, and you're basically betting on 2 tie breaks or 3 sets. And I think that's just tough to do. When you look at Opelka's play previous to this tournament, he's lost 6 straight matches. On clay, he's only lost 1, but it was against not that great of an opponent, and I think it's Coffer. Um, but yeah, he's playing well this tournament. I watched the match against Musetti, and he looked pretty good. He definitely is that type of like power player. I think that I would probably, so I'm 50-50 here, 50% on fading this matchup, 50% on double Nice. I kind of want to ride the double Nice wave. He's been printing a little bit. He had a great win. Once he got the ball rolling after the first tiebreak, he beat FAA 6-1 in the second set. He absolutely rolled Goffin previously. And I think he's catching his stride. He's moving well. Looking at the past for both of these players, Double Nice hasn't had a year where he's gone negative on clay courts. He's on hard courts, he hasn't played very well at all, but clay courts, every single year he's posted a positive record. He made a pretty impressive run at Madrid, and he beat some pretty good players in 2 sets. He beat ARV in 2 sets, and then he beat PCV in 3. And then he ultimately lost to Berrettini, but Berrettini, I believe, ended up, I think he won Madrid, right? Yeah. Right? Oh, no, he lost to Zverev in 3, but
Yes,
I think
yes.
double Nice is a good play here. If I were to take it, I might not go money line just for the minus 155, but I might go minus 1.5 just because I think if double Nice wins the first set, I think if he loses the first set, he might be in trouble. But I think if he wins the first set, I think he'll close it out in 2. I think Opelka is just on like a little bit of a run. Karatsev, you just never know what you're gonna get. Like he's one of those hot and cold players. When he's good, he's gonna make a run. When he's not, he's gonna let you down. And I think that's what we saw today. But I think Double Nice can definitely take home the dub today or tomorrow, today, whatever.
Yeah. I agree with you. The Delbonis wave must be rode on. Um, but I really don't know how to tackle it as far as money line or spread. I think the spread is really sharp. Um, let's just say he could win 7-6, 6-7, 7-6. and not cover that or something like that. And I worry against players like Opelka. If you get broken, like if you lose serve, that might be the set. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Because
definitely.
it's really it's really hard to break someone like Opelka. So like even if it's just the first game and like you never fuck up again on your serve, you still gotta break him. You gotta get that break back. Um,
That's what we
which
saw
is
against
tricky.
Karatsev. Only one break happened in the entire match,
Yeah,
and it was the second game
yep,
or the third game of the match. Opelka took it and then just held, and took home the win. So
yep, absolutely. In the first set, we didn't even see one break point for either player. Um, so like I said, very serve dominant. If Dolbonis fucks up one time and slips on a serve, that might be the set. And uh, I don't know. It's really tricky to fuck with the spread for that reason. Um, I could honestly make the argument that it's tricky to even fuck with Del Bonis at all, but I do agree that he's in fantastic form, and it's really hard to gauge how you perform with Opelka because he's not like anyone else. He's no Goffin or FAA or anything like that.
yeah, Opelka hasn't been broken all
For
tournament.
me, yeah, I mean that's unreal, honestly. But no, he hits a lot of winners, and even if he doesn't hit that ace, the return is probably ain't all that, and he'll probably just put that shit away right off your return, which is an easy winner. Um, but I'm gonna fuck with that over 25. I feel like it's that big for a reason.
Sheesh.
Um, and I think it's really possible. Like all we need, I think, for this to cash is for Opelka to break once and win the set, and then I think
Delbonis will take
Delbonis
another
can
set.
probably, yeah, exactly. But yeah, probably go 1U money line, even though it's kind of fat, and the over. But I'll see. But that's definitely what I'm fucking with here.
Okay, yeah, and I'm a potential fade, but if I were to play it, I think I would go Delbonis minus 1.5. I think it's time for Opelka to get broken.
Yeah,
Break him
yeah,
down.
that'd be that'd be nice to see.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
I don't know what the bracket looks like. I don't know who the winner of this game would play next.
I'll pull it up while we if
I
you
can
want
look.
to roll us into the next one.
All right, fair enough.
I'll let you know.
Next one, Sasha Zverev versus Rafael Nadal. Oh man. So this is one of them two bangers on the ATP side of things. Um, just last week, Zverev beat Nadal 6-4, 6-4. And honestly, since that game, Nadal hasn't looked like the Rafa Nadal we know. Even though even this year, up to that last meeting with Zverev, Nadal has looked, you know, like Rafa Nadal on clay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think he won Barcelona. He looked fantastic. Tsitsipas was red hot, and Nadal sort of made it look easy against him in Barcelona. In Madrid, he was doing all right until he played Sasha Zverev. And man, oh man, I just think two things to note. Zverev is definitely trending upwards at the moment, still sort of riding that wave. And Nadal, sort of quite the opposite. He even said after his loss to Zverev last week that was a disaster. Nadal's, like sort of like a quirky fuck. Like he's so OCD in particular, and if he's not feeling it, like he'll kind of change up his shit in the middle of the match. Like he just doesn't swing at things. Like if he's not feeling it, kind of changes his topspin forehand, and like that shit is his bread and butter. And I don't know what's good with him. He let two kids kind of give him a match. So far here in Rome. I mean, Sinner didn't take a set off, but I mean, covered the 4.5 and broke Nadal a couple of times. He was definitely struggling. Shapovalov took a set. Made it a contest. That was a hell of a game. Pretty long too. I think way over 3 hours, maybe 3 hours 40. Um, but yeah, man, Zverev at plus money. I don't think you should overthink that. Honestly. I mean, I hate saying things with such confidence and make it seem so obvious, but I'd fuck with the 3.5 games
Me too.
for a couple use, um, and fuck with the money line a little bit. But I don't think, dude. Honestly, Zverev can win this in straights, and you will feel like an idiot with a plus 3.5 for only minus 110.
I'd be
Whereas you
happy
can
about it.
fuck with the. I mean, yeah. At this point, I'd be happy with anything. Fuck, but I definitely think the plus 210 is worth
Sprinkle.
considering if you lean Zverev here. Yeah,
All right.
because yeah.
So the winner of the double Nice Opelka match actually plays the winner of this match. Um, so yeah, but talking about this matchup, I think you're spot on. I think I would rock with Zverev plus 3.5. I honestly thought this would be almost like a pick'em, like spot on, like because you really don't know what's gonna happen. Like you said, Nadal isn't really doing as much as you would expect from Nadal, and Zverev knocked him out in straight sets in Madrid, and I don't think Zverev will lose in straight sets, and I think that's what it's going to take for Nadal to win to cover this game spread. I think this will go at least 3 sets, and if not, I think Zverev takes it in 2. I kind of I don't want to say I don't
Right.
understand the line, but I just think it's kind of crazy how much of a favorite Nadal is here. I think it should be more of like a -2, kind of like the Djokovic Tsitsipas. So yeah, I think Zverev plus 3.5 is a solid bet. I would definitely lock that in. I don't know if I would play the money line because I wouldn't want to double dip on a dog, but I definitely think there is some value there. I thought that would be closer to like a minus or a plus 160 or something like that. So yeah, I think I'd definitely rock with Zverev here on the games.
Yeah, Big Pet. You definitely you really put that really well. I don't think Nadal can win this in straights. The only chance he wins or even covers that number is in 3 sets, which would be difficult for the spread. Having said that, it sounds like Zverev to win a set might be a really good bet. So Zverev plus 1.5 sets on Bovada is minus 135, which I think is a respectable number for how easy that might come in.
Yeah,
To be honest. But yeah, Zverev is definitely the move. Plus 3.5. I think I'll take that all day, all
for
things
sure.
considered.
I think Zverev will come
And I
out
mean,
win the
Rafa
first set.
Nadal. Yeah, I mean, fuck, perhaps. I mean, we saw that today. Um, I feel like Rafa Nadal is like slow, like he can't maintain his super high level like he used to, which he did display in his home tournament in Barcelona, and I feel like he really gave it his all there. And we all know that French Open is his stomping grounds. So I think in these little tournaments in between, Barcelona, so in Madrid, Rome, um, I think he might be chilling a little bit.
Yeah,
And I don't see any signs of Zverev slowing down, even though Nishikori gave him a hell of a game. Um, but I mean, that is Nishikori after all.
over King, baby.
So yeah, over King. Wow.
Nishikori all day.
Zverev almost covered -4 too. He won by 3 in the end. But
Yeah.
anyway,
All right.
we move uh, to an even bigger banger. Novak Djokovic versus Stefanos Tsitsipas. Um, Well, honestly, I know I talk a lot of shit on the ATP, but you can sort of always count on it at this stage that you get a couple bangers. Um, and honestly, these games never disappoint. Um, like Svitolina and Muguruza on paper is a like what a game that is to watch. But you know what we saw today, unfortunately, it's just not quite like that. So I
Yeah.
feel like Zverev and Nadal, Joker and Tsitsipas will definitely come through in terms of entertainment and
Now,
being a
but
really good match to watch.
before you break down what you want to say about this match, I just want to put it out there that the last time these guys met up, Joker and Tsitsipas, was in the French Open in 2020, which was a 5-set banger, and Joker came out on top. I just wanted to throw that out there. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, fuck. I mean, and yeah, so 3-2 Djokovic last year. How how can you not want to take Tsitsipas here? Honestly, um, I feel like he's on the top of the world, and it would really take a top player in very very good form to take him down at the moment. Um, I don't think this needs overthinking. Plus 140 is the move. Um, Tsitsipas today against Berrettini. I had over 23, and 7-6 is like the first set going 7-6. Like if you have the over, like that can't go any better, obviously.
Yeah.
13 games first set, you're like, yep, this is perfect. Couldn't go any better. And I think what he just fucking snapped and went 6-1. Um,
Hold up one
I
second. Can I
think.
say something? So I'm looking at my book right now, and Pagula is at -2. And I think I might take that because it's -3 on Bovada. I think that might be a mistake. I think I might jump on that because that was my initial play.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's kind of odd.
Eat that up. Go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna do it. All right, continue.
No, you're good. Where was I? Yeah. First set 7-6 Tsitsipas. Second set 6-2. Against Berrettini. And you know what? This is exactly why I talk down on the ATP and give it a lot of shit. We see that all the time. A lot of first sets are super close, and you don't know who's gonna win. Probably until like 6-5, 7-5, or even whoever wins the tiebreak. Like, are like, oh, okay. And then the next set, they just like, fuck this, man. I don't want to play tennis anymore, and sort of tank the second set. Um, which I feel like a lot of ATP players like have quit in them. They don't really have the desire to grind out a win if they fall behind early. If they lose the first set. In the WTA, that never happens. I mean, maybe a little bit, but that's one thing that really pisses me off about the ATP. Today we saw that twice. FAA versus Del Bonis. First set tiebreak. You lose the tiebreak. You're like, all right, fuck this, fuck tennis. In the second set, Berrettini did exactly the same thing on Tsitsipas against Tsitsipas, and it's so common. But that's the end of my rant. Tsitsipas, yeah, I think he'll win.
Money
Novak,
line.
not really like that. I feel like, uh, yeah, money line. I think Novak sort of like Rafa. He's happy to play hard and put some good performances, but I don't think it means the world to him to win this shit. They would rather save their juice for the French Open, which is obviously more significant for these big dogs at this stage of the career of their career. Sorry. Um, so yeah, I think this will be a good one. I think over is a good play, but really, man, I don't want to fuck with it. This could be a stomp either way, honestly. So
Yeah.
uh, I'm gonna go with Stefanos.
All right. Well, for me, the one thing I don't think I can pick a side here personally. I think the one thing I was looking at was potentially the over, because of your kind of confidence in Tsitsipas. I don't think the Joker will lose in 2 sets. I think he'll at least keep it extremely tight, or it'll go to 3. His last few losses would have cleared this over. So I don't, or actually no, not one of them. But I think that if he's gonna lose, I think it's gonna go to 3 sets. But I think more so I'm gonna fade it just based off, like you said, this could go. This could be like a dominant match from either player. Tsitsipas is in great form, and he could come out here and just absolutely roll Joker. Joker, he's an amazing player, but like you said, he could be saving everything for the French Open, where he'd want to shine, earn that Grand Slam. So I think I'm probably gonna fade this, but I kind of lean the over, but more so towards fading.
Mm. Well, yeah.
I'll watch this, but I
I
don't
think
I don't
this is
really
a
want to pick
tricky
a side.
game. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. I definitely feel a lot more confident rocking with Zverev in that one banger over Tsitsipas in this one. Um, but I'm just too much of a degenerate, too much of a tennis fan to sort of pass this game.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm gonna watch it. I know it's gonna be a good one. And I'll definitely put something down on this. Probably Tsitsipas and root for him. He's fun to watch. Yeah, but Djokovic crushed ADF today, which is kind of. I mean, ADF. In all honesty, he's a bum. Like he's garbage. I knew he was, but I felt like he's in good form, and Djokovic really ain't all that.
Yeah.
On clay, but uh, fuck, man. But anyway, moving on to our final game of the ATP slate. Lorenzo Sonego, who's putting in a good tournament. Last Italian player, I believe. In both sides. Yes, he is. Um, so he's repping for both the ATP and WTA in Rome at the moment. Sonego versus Andrei Rublev. Um, Kind of surprised how Rublev beat RBA 6-4 6-4. Even though, like we discussed, RBA sort of was in position to maybe take that second set potentially, um,
Or at
but
least go
just
to a
shit the
tiebreak.
bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, or yeah, exactly. At least to play the set out all the way or something. But I think he told me he shot the bed on serve at 4-4
Up
after
30
being
nothing,
30
30
love
love.
up.
Yep. It was
Yeah,
so
that's just disgusting, man.
sad to watch, man. It
That's
was really sad.
disgusting. I think I'm gonna fucks with the over here. Being a spread of 4, I don't really want to fuck with that number. So I'm gonna go over 21 and a half. I think Sonego got game, and at this point, he knows that he has nothing to lose, and what he's done so far is thoroughly impressive. Um, and Rublev is a little angry motherfucker these days, so I think he's gonna, try and play. And yeah, I think this could be a good one. I lean over. What say you?
Ooh, so this one's one of the ones that I haven't really looked into too much, just based on the fact that it was the last one that we found out about. Um, -4 is feels like kind of a sharp line to me, just based off the fact that I think Rublev will probably take this one. I don't think Sonego is gonna come in and pull off another upset like he did against Team. Team's kind of been shaky so far, so I think that's more so on Team not really showing up. I mean, I'm not gonna discredit Sonego for pulling out the victory because it's still a very impressive win. But I think Rublev is just he's playing pretty good right now. He didn't start off too well against Struff, but he showed up today, won 2-0. And even though RBA didn't really, he kind of shat the bed there. You still got to give credit to Rublev for making that happen, pulling it off. Winning in straights is pretty impressive against a player like that who basically lives on clay courts. But yeah, this one's really
Yeah,
tough
fair.
for me. I it's hard for me to pick a side. I think if I were to pick a side, I might go Rublev. I think he could potentially win in 2 sets. Um, and even if it's in 3 sets, I think he could definitely pull it out. The only concern that I have is that one, you're on the over, and two, I think this could go 3 sets potentially as well. So I'm this one's tough for me. This is like an on the spot kind of pick for me, so I don't really have much confidence behind anything, but I think I would either. It's weird because they're both opposite ends of the potential outcome for the match, but I think I would either lean Rublev with the games. I'd like to see it move to a -3.5, and I'd probably hop on it there. Um, but yeah, I don't know. This one's it's potentially a fade for me unless I see some type of line movement or maybe when I look more into the matchup, then I'll have a better decision. But yeah, I think I'd probably fade it. But Rublev is definitely on the table for me, -4.
Yeah, fair enough. Sonego's been doing pretty good on clay so far. Nothing crazy in terms of his wins out there. Did he win Cagliari? I'm not sure.
Yeah, he did. He beat
Um,
Gier. He beat Fritz and Gier to like Fritz in the semis and then Gier to in the finals, and 3 of those went to 3 sets.
oh wow. Okay, so he has had some previous success on the Italian clay already this season. Which I didn't actually notice up until now. But yeah, definitely fucking with the over a little bit, and dare I say +4
I think I
Sonego.
like I think I like +4. Now that I'm looking, I wasn't looking at their previous match history, but now I'm looking at it, and I think I like the +4 also. I think he can snag a set, and that'll just kind of crush the -4. I think you're onto something there.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough. I think the way to approach this game is to believe that Sonego is going to perform and keep this close one way or another, whether you want to go total or his +4 or both. Fuck, um, or maybe even I don't know. Dare I say money line? But that's just too fat. That's really fat. And I feel like +4 might be a sweat on its own. So yeah, dude, I'd be happy. I honestly, having said all that, I wouldn't be surprised if he won. Honestly, Sonego, it would be nice to see him win. Um, I think it would just be cool. And honestly, nothing Rublev is doing would make me say that that's a tough one or that he's hard to beat at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, anything's possible at the end of the day. But yeah, let's go Lorenzo. Let's see it.
I'd like to see him win. I think I might fade and just watch and just see what happens, just to learn a little more about these players, and then also just I think it'll be an exciting way to. It might. I wonder what the. I'm looking at the order of play right now. Let's see where they're at. So yeah, they round off the end of the day.
That's it.
Same time as Swiatek and Svitolina.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I think I'm a fade, and you're thinking the over and potential Sonego +4 if you were to play the spread, which I'd advise against. But
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah, no, it's ugly. I think it goes over and then we chill. But yeah, let's see what's good. Hopefully I win more than one bet tomorrow. That'd be
me
nice.
too, me too. Oh my goodness,
Yeah, fuck man.
we'll be
Uh
able to enjoy these last matches in peace once we run the
I
run
don't
the
know.
table
Okay,
before.
so yeah, so what would you say was the most surprising result today? Just surprising in terms of like result, not bad beat or anything like that. Just something
ATP
you
or
saw and then you're
WTA?
like, what the fuck is this?
ATP.
Um, Either one. You could do both if you like. Whatever.
WTA, I'm gonna say the Sabalenka, of course. Just losing in straight sets, I think that's pretty, like, extremely surprising. If I was looking at the ATP side, I think it was El Chapo's, like, the way he kept it a close match. He was up 3-0 in the second set after winning the first set, and I thought he was gonna run away with it. I think the inexperience on his side versus the experience of Nadal kind of showed there, but that was a surprise to me. Those would be my two, like, biggest surprises. There's definitely a couple more in the WTA, but the Sabalenka takes the cake for sure.
Mm.
What about you?
Dude, honestly, I could make a case for every single game
Yeah,
that I saw today.
I agree.
I think Opelka and Karatsev is one to consider in the ATP.
Yeah,
Considering Karatsev's strength, you'd feel like if anyone can deal with a big fat fucking serve, it would be Karatsev. But we did, you know, he lost in straights. I mean, only lost by 3 games. I feel like if you look at total points won, might have been closer, but that's definitely a surprising result. Um,
Podoroska
fuck.
choking was tough. Kudermetova not being able to stick around a little closer, that's pretty harsh, pretty unexpected.
I, I was just about to say on the WTA side, honestly, man, the Sabalenka result didn't surprise me that much. It was disappointing and everything, but having watched that game, I'm like, yeah, like you're fucked. I mean, oh my god, like she couldn't get going at all.
Yeah.
First set she had some hope. She broke back, got it to 5-5, and then got broken and at for 6-5, and then Goff served it out. But man, oh man, another yeah, Podoroshka as well. That was very yucky. Considering how well Podoroska is playing and Mortich being the worst player she's faced so far. I mean, I'd say tough one saying Laura Siegmund's better than Mortich, but I mean, She played Serena too. Can't believe she couldn't close this one out. I think she was injured. She did take an MTO, wrapped her quad. Um, but obviously, like she would never retire for us. That's just not how that works.
Yeah.
But anyway, um, Bartika Kadumatova was a disappointment. Both Kudermetova and Alexandrova won the first game by breaking. Kudermetova broke first game. Alexandrova broke first game, and then they both held serve for 2-love, and then both lost in straights. Like not even close in the end.
Embarrassing.
Uh,
Yeah.
which
Both
just
by
really makes
6
me sick.
games. Yeah.
Yeah,
Alexandrova
I
lost
mean,
6-2
fuck.
in the first set. Yeah.
Yeah, and she was up 2-0, or
Yeah.
maybe 1-0. Maybe she lost 5 of the last 6. I'm not sure though. Oh, yucky. I feel sick just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Um,
Hey, well, I'm happy I got
ay
this.
ay ay.
I like Pagula in this next matchup. I like that I was able to get the -2 rather than the -3. I think that's a lot safer, even safer
Oh yeah.
than the -2.5. But yeah, um, even if she loses it, you never know. That could still
Uh,
be a push or something like that.
yeah, perhaps. Can't believe you think I'm not a fan of her. I
Well, I
honestly
just
fuck with her a little bit.
from the couple times that we've spoken about her over this podcast, you haven't been too hot on her. That's the only reason why. I didn't know if you had been like fucking with her for a long time, but I know you kind of, she's not as good of a clay player as she is on hard courts, so that's kind of where I saw what your thoughts might have
Yeah,
been.
I can't believe you don't think I can be objective and that I have favorites or something.
Nah,
Clearly,
but
I don't have favorites.
yeah, Sabalenka. Who is Sabalenka? I don't even know.
Honestly, she is dead to me. It's
No.
it's
Until
always
next
tough. It's
until next
always
tournament.
tough love. Yeah, exactly. It's always tough love against Sabalenka until you show me otherwise. And all it takes is one game. All it takes is for one bet to cash. But yeah, right now she's dead to me. Absolutely.
Hey, that's fine.
Yeah.
Barty train
Fuck. Barty train. Let me see the line for Pagula.
on your book.
It's yeah, it's three. -3, -105.
Hey, I had to take the
Um,
-2. I had to. I don't know why that's posted on my book, but I'll take it.
yeah, no, that's nice.
I put 2 units
Yeah,
on it.
excited for these games. Um, I feel like everyone who made it this far on both sides deserves to be here. In all honesty, um, especially Martic, Pagula, they definitely deserve to be here. Pliskova, Ostapenko as well been playing good. Barty can fuck off because she's really only played Kudermetova thus far. But I mean, I can't take it away from Goff. Goff really faced three very good players. You mean Putin is respectable. Uh, Maria that Sakari, I mean, fuck her for real, but she's also respectable. I mean, Sabalenka, fuck. So I mean, hats off to you, Goff. Um, and Wojciech and Svitolina as well. I mean, they've been grinding out those wins against semi decent opponents.
Yeah.
So I'm hyped, man.
Yeah,
I'm
me too.
hyped.
It can only go up from
Yeah,
here.
should be good. Fuck, it has to. I mean, no way I lose. I go over or anything like that. That's oh my
We'll
god.
turn
I
it
don't even
around.
want to think about it.
We'll
I
turn it
shouldn't even
around.
say
And
that.
we got a huge tournament coming up, so that's something to be excited about. Even if things don't go our way, um, on the betting side, we're still going to be seeing some amazing tennis. We got 2 amazing ATP matchups tomorrow. Really, only one like top tier matchup in the WTA, but I think it's gonna be fun regardless of the outcome. Okay, I don't want to say that because it's gonna
Dude,
suck if we
honestly,
don't go our way, but
no, forget it. I mean, I like to think myself as a tennis fan first, tennis better second.
yeah,
Which you might not like to hear if you're rocking with my plays, but honestly, like, obviously I do be trying to find the winners. But that's not the point. Like, I also want to see good tennis and like just like any other fan, I guess. But last words, I do want to see Barty beat the shit out of golf tomorrow. I really do, honestly. Um,
I agree.
Golf needs to be put back into her place. And I feel like if you're rooting for Barty, some of her wins, like it's exciting just seeing how like sort of cold blooded she is, no emotion whatsoever. Just let her game do the talking. But yeah, I think that about wraps us up. Literally less and less games by half every day now. But we see no days off this tournament, which is interesting. Quarterfinals on Friday, semifinal Saturday, and then finals on Sunday. Um, yeah, should be good.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, thanks guys for dropping in. As always, check out the Discord in the description, Bearded Betters. It's an amazing place to discuss your picks, discuss your plays, discuss sports in general. So check that link out. Run by Corey Crone. He's an absolute animal. But yeah, this caps us off. It's gonna be a great day tomorrow. I feel it in my bones. And thanks for tuning in, guys.
Yes, sir. Peace out.
Peace out.
Fuck you, golf.
Fuck you, golf.